Hey everybody, and welcome to April's TBR Tower. We are doing this a little more low-key today. I had my second vaccination yesterday, and it's hitting me a bit harder than the first one. I'm just really tired. Nothing super bad, but it means that I'm not really interested in doing like hair and makeup and making this a big deal. Okay, hi, editing lady here. You're going to see a lot of me. I was really not with it when I made this video. So, for my first little cut in, I would like to give a shout out to Codie from Codie's Book Corner and her Wheel of TBR. She is one of the big pioneers of the TBR games and one of my biggest inspirations for setting up my TBR Tower. I will be sure to link her channel down below, and please be sure to check her out because she is amazing. So, quick recap of last month. I had 2 rollover books, both of which I finished. That was Bear and the Nightingale and The Four Agreements, which I'm not going to hold up for you today because I'm too lazy to get them off the shelf. I also read the book before this in this series. Is great. I'm also really weird in like having brain fog. Just to sort of get myself back into the groove of reading. It was a nice fun read to get me going. I also did manage to acquire one of the exclusive editions of A Court of Silver Flames. The exclusives for Books A Million and for Barnes & Noble each have extra chapters in them. So I wanted to make sure I got at least one of those extra chapters. I'm currently about like halfway through it. I've been sort of using it as my reward reading as I made progress in other books that I was struggling a bit more in. As far as books that were actually on my TBR Tower, I had Nocturna and Viridian Gate Online Cataclysm. I have started both of these. Nocturna, I am temporarily DNFing. It seems like it's going to be good and like it's going to be right up my alley, but there's a huge info dump at the beginning, and I'm just not in a place right now where that is at all thrilling to me. I was starting to really slog and not want to read just because I'm not really in the mood for this. So what I'm going to do is set it aside for now and put it back into the TBR jar for May and give myself a month of breather and try it again. For Cataclysm, I am about almost halfway through it, and it's actually been going surprisingly well. I have also the audiobook for this is included with an Audible subscription, so I've been bouncing back and forth between the two, so it's that's also been helping sort of keep my reading pace up. There's gonna be a lot of ums and ers in this one, and I'm sorry guys. So that does mean that I do not have any punishments for this month. I'm just going to roll this guy over and then put this guy back in the jar for May. So not this month, but for May. So going into April, I will be working on finishing these two and whatever I pull out of my chip mug. I have had River add 2 slips, so I don't know what they are, into the chip mug. So there are a total of 12 slips in here, which means if I end up having to draw and there's nothing to draw, I will have to read a total of 12 books. It is 12 instead of 10 because there are still the 2 punishment books from last month in here. So without further ado, let's do our first draw. Cinder. Where is Cinder? All right, well, that's excellent. I can't find it, which means I need to go back to the jar and draw 2 titles this time. I really wanted this to be a quick and easy video. All right, so I have 2 titles. The first one is Le Bus Magique. So I do have a selection of the Magic School Bus books published in French because I am working on learning French, and one of the ways that I want to do that is by reading children's books. So that's going to be fun. The second book is Norse mythology, and that is Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology. I think I know where the Magic School Bus ones are. Okay, so I have good news and some bad news. Let's start with hopefully the good news. I do have 2 of, oh God, this isn't good news. Never mind. Oh. Yeah, so there's Le Bus Magique, and they're stuck. I did find tucked down here is my copy of Cinder, and it is jammed. So even though I found it, there's no getting to it. And then right here is Norse mythology, also jammed. I really wanted this to be quick and easy. I had coffee literally just for filming this video. It's not gonna last long. Okay, back to the TBR jar. So, I could not find 2. That means that I need to draw 4. This is just gonna be fun. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and no, only 1 more. 4. Okay. I've got my first punishment book. So this is Soul Guard by Christopher Woods. Charlie really loves it, and he thinks that I will at least enjoy it. I have had quite a lengthy conversation with this author when I got this series, or this book for him. Charlie then purchased the entire series direct from the author because he loved it so much. Was already placing the order before we made it home from DragonCon. So that's going on my TBR, but because it's an easy find, I need to replace it from my draw. It's part of the punishment. So replacing Soul Guard I need to find, sorry, there were two there, is Orion Plain and Simple. Okay, so those are at least small books. If I can get them. I think I remember trying to get them and not being able to. Up next is Discworld, which is easy to get to, but not a punishment. So next in my Discworld read is going to be The Light Fantastic. The Discworld is a series written by Terry Pratchett. It is sort of the standard of I know this isn't the word, but basically ridiculous fantasy. It follows a variety of characters on the Discworld. The Discworld sits on the back of 4 elephants who are on the back of a sea turtle flying through space. So that's going on my TBR, and I do not have to replace that one. So I need to find Orion Plain and Simple. And choose your enemies. Choose what? That's my handwriting. So like I wrote this one. What is choose your enemies? Okay, so I gotta figure out what the heck that one is. I don't remember that one at all. This is great. This is great. Brain fog is real, man. Okay, so the last of the set that I need to find is The Last Magician. Okay, so Orion Plain and Simple, The Last Magician, and I know why this is my handwriting. It's my other punishment book. I hate this month. So this is part of the Warhammer universe. Warhammer 40k to be specific, not Warhammer Fantasy. So it is extremely grimdark sci-fi with lots and lots of violence. But Charlie says this one I am more likely to like than I am other books in the series. So I guess, guys, look out for a reaction video of me reading Charlie's 2 picks because they're both in this month. Both of them. And that means that I actually have to draw again. You know, I was thinking this game was a little too easy. And so, like, I was excited to play because this was going to be a quick and easy video. Okay, My Little Pony. So this is reading another book from the My Little Pony series, which are tiny, and I can read very quickly. So, assuming I can find all 3 of these, this will be the end of it. Oh God, my arm hurts. Okay, let's hope we can get these. There's only 3 slips left in the jar. Okay. Well, right off the bat, the Last Magician's down here. And it's not going anywhere. So that's going to be 2 that I have to draw. Okay. I'm not going to bring you over there to prove that they're stuck. They're stuck. All of them. Like, My Little Pony and Orion Plain and Simple are names of series that don't have to be read in a specific order. And I can't get to any of them. So, what this means for my life is that my April TBR is going to be 12 books. Because there are only 3 things for me to draw, and I need to draw 6. So that means that I have emptied my jar. Okay, so what I failed to explain is that if I end up emptying my TBR jar and I still need to draw things from it, the rules say that I have to read however many titles are in said TBR jar at the beginning. So currently, because there were 2 punishments in there from February, there are 12 titles in the TBR jar, which means I have to read 12 titles. And those titles have to come off of the top of my TBR tower. It is not I get to mood read or I get to just choose any 12. It has to be off the top to hopefully make it easier to get 2 books next month. So I am going to make this a little bit easier on myself, and because I have over half of A Court of Silver Flames, which is like 400 pages left, and a little over half of Cataclysm, I'm going to count these in my 12. So that is 2 books that I've already started, plus an additional 10 books. Of those 10, I do have to do Choose Your Enemies and Soul Guard, neither of which I'm super excited about. And The Light Fantastic, which I've also only been sort of meh about the rest of this series. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. So I need 7 books, and they have to be the top 7 books off my tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a series that is out of order, so the 7th one is actually going to be the 2nd in the series, which is this. Okay. So, on the bright side, as far as my reading goals go, the top one on there was A River Recommends. So I will still be making progress towards that goal by reading The Dolphins of Pern. I've not really read much, and it's been a long time since I read anything from the Dragon Riders of Pern series. But my understanding is you don't need to know a whole lot about the world going into this one, so it should not be a problem. That is really all I know about it. River really enjoyed it, and when she saw that it was on my TBR, was like, dude, why haven't you read that? You should read that. So I will be reading that. As for continuing with series, I will be continuing reading Doctor Who, because the next 4 titles were all Doctor Who titles. So I will be making progress on that reading goal. If you are unfamiliar with Doctor Who, it is a British sci-fi television show that has been running since the early 60s, I believe. And it follows a alien called from a species called the Time Lords, who uses a machine to travel through space and time, often with human companions. This series was rebooted in 2005, and I am reading the novelizations, well, not the novelizations of the series, but books based on the characters in the reboot. It's not a full reboot, as in like it does continue on where the series had left off before it took a hiatus, but is definitely designed more for modern audiences. So I will be reading from the 11th Doctor, the 10th Doctor, and the 9th Doctor. The 9th Doctor was the first one in the 2005 revival of the show. And then I'm actually really excited to begin to read the Spellslinger series. This is a favorite of Jade. Jade reads, and she's hyped it up a whole lot, and to the point that I bought the first 4 all at the same time. I managed to track down some used copies of 4 all at once in really good condition, and so I grabbed them. I honestly don't even really remember what the basis of this is, other than I've heard a lot of good things. So I've got the first 2 in that for this month. Hi, me again. So this is where not so much I messed up on that day, but I did have a little oopsies. So Winner Takes All, which was one of the Doctor Who books that I pulled off the top of my tower to read, I have actually already read. One of the things that I do to help myself track my reading, especially when I'm not doing so good at like tracking it on Goodreads or whatever, is that I leave whatever I'm using as a bookmark in the back of my book so that I don't have to like pay super close attention and reread the synopsis or get started on it and be like, oh my god, I've already read this. The bookmark's in the back, so I know that I've read it. Yes, this bookmark is a receipt. It's better than dog earing. So I will not be reading this month, as I have already read it, and I am not going to, it's not actually going to help my TBR at all because it doesn't need to be read. So the next book on the top of the tower is the next book in the Spellslinger series by Sebastian de Castell. So that will be Charmcaster. It will be the 3rd book in the series, so I'll be reading 3 out of the 4 that I have. I think there's a total of 7 in the series, so I will be just under halfway through the series by the end of the month. Hopefully. I don't even... God. I'm not feeling good, so I'm just gonna hope that this is quick and easy. So, you know, we're just gonna go and hope that we have a nice and easy reading month in April. This is my April TBR. Guys.